Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shadow Zero 101. I'm going to be doing your reading for a situation. This is going to be for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is going to be for Scorpio, spirit body of Scorpio. Welcome, Scorpions, to Shadow Zero 101. I'm going to be doing your reading for a situation. You guys are the last sign I have to do, the last water sign I have to do, and then moving forward. So let's see. Scorpio, Lord Angel Spirit Guides. Scorpio, Lord Angel Spirit Guides. Scorpio, Lord Angel Spirit Guides. Give me one card for Scorpio, one card for Scorpio. Any messages for Scorpio? One card, Lord Angel Spirit Guides. All right. The Knight of Pentacles, so something coming in slow. There's a slow moving energy here. A planning process also happening. There's something you've been waiting for, and it's been slow coming in. Or some of you are looking at a journey that you're going to embark on, but it might be a slow process. The Five of Wands and the Temperance. Okay, the Temperance here makes me feel like something is about to shake it up. The Temperance here makes me feel like something is about to shake it up. Also, some of you are moving slowly because there's a lot of mental energy going on. There's a lot of mental energy. Some of you are moving slowly, or there's a lot of conflicting thoughts, a lot of conflicting ideologies within yourself or within you and a person or a situation. But yes, there is a possibility for this, but it's telling you the Queen of Swords. And you know what's funny? It's showing up almost like how I always say, if a person can eat their cake and have it too, why bother? Why would they bother changing? Why would they bother being different? We have the devil, the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like if this is a person, if this situation should be a person, then this was someone you've dealt with before. Others of you, this could be a new person, but based off your past experiences, the devil falls out. The devil falls out. So some of you are definitely doing the Capricorn. We have the devil, the ten of wands, and the Seven of Cups. It was a relationship. I feel like there's been a relationship here that has been putting you or leaving you in confusion. Let me ask, is this present or past? Is this present or past? Or should I just ask, is this present? Is this what is happening in the present? Yes or no? Is this what is happening in the present? One card, yes or no? And you know my yes cards and you know my no cards. The Temperance, again, transmutation, the Ten of Swords. This is telling me that this is what has happened before. The Hermit, again, at the bottom of the deck. I remember because when I saw this Hermit and I started talking about if a person can eat their cake and have it too, why bother? Why would they bother changing? Why would they bother? That's the downside of, and the Eight of Pentacles. That's the thing about enabling. I always say be careful about know the difference between enabling a person and helping a person. Know the difference between investing in something that is worthwhile and investing in something that is not. I feel like some of you have gone through a cycle of investing into the wrong things or the wrong people. Others of you, it's the same person where you've been investing, but now I'm getting that there's something that's supposed to be shifting your energy, Scorpio. But some of you are stuck to something. You're stuck to something in the past, and it's asking you to transmute it. There's something here that has ended, but someone is carrying the pain along with them. They've not healed from that pain, and it's asking them to transmute that energy. I'm also getting here that someone is in a mental prison. Others of you, you have something new coming in, but because you've not transmuted the energy and you're in a mental prison, Eight of Swords, I know that something is, yeah, and the Magician. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, remember earlier I talked, and then we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. And you know what's funny? The Knight of Wands is the card of Sagittarius, and we have Sagittarian energy here. And you remember when the Sagittarius came up and I said something is about to be shaken up? It's like, okay, you've been wanting something, you've been wanting something, you've been praying about it. It gets there. Are you ready for it? No, you're not. Why aren't you ready for it? Because while you are doing the work praying for it, you weren't doing the work releasing what needed to be released to get you in alignment with what it is that you actually wanted. It's how I always tell people. Water, if you're, it's like, and I just said this in another person's reading. I can't remember who. I think Pisces. And I was using the example that I always use. Nine of Pentacles, very important. This is Virgo. We have two Virgo cards here. So we have the Hermit and the Nine of Pentacles, Virgo, very strong Virgo energy. Because the Nine of Pentacles represents Venus in Virgo. And then we have Six of Pentacles, fairness and balance. Okay, so this is, again, this is someone's own mind where something again, and then we have Mercury here, which just reminded me. Mercury is also the this card represents Mercury, Magician one, that is Virgo, and Gemini, Virgo and Gemini with Mercury here. The Magician is the card of Mercury, the planet. So here with Mercury, all these energies, essentially all these energies, I could find 50 million different ways to say it, but all these energies are telling me one thing: something's growth is going to be slowed down or stagnated, or someone is feeling like they're needing to take something very slowly, but it's not really so much that they're taking it slowly because it's needing to be taken slowly. I do believe that relationship should be taken slowly, but I'm an earth sign. I mean, come on. I believe that very strongly. I would actually expect a water sign to be more amped to want to, speed things up, especially when it comes to love and emotions and that kind of stuff. I do understand you guys are fixed water, so that might also play a part in that. That's ice. Scorpio is ice. Fixed water is ice. So, and what did they call it? Because as mutable water is vapor, water vapor is very similar to air. I don't remember who amongst the water sign is mutable. I know that Scorpio is fixed. I know that Pisces, I think Pisces is mutable. Yeah. And then Cancer is water, like depth of water. But whatever the case. And also, I look at Scorpio as fixed ice, and I look at Scorpio as the bottom of the ocean. Because it's about the eighth house, about things that are hidden underground, way buried underground, things that don't come to the surface so easily. Scorpios tend to bury things underground, even emotions and that kind of stuff. Is a control mechanism you guys have, is a survival mechanism you guys have. But here, someone's control or survival mechanism is going to cause them to cause pain or to cause destruction in something that is supposed to be beautiful, but that's because they're letting themselves to be held back by some kind of fear that they have about some kind of past relationship, toxic past relationship. If it's not with the same person, then this will be a new person, but the fear is based off the past. It could be with a new person, but I'm feeling like the fear is based off the past. Someone's inability to heal something is going to become a problem to them later on, because the shadow is what you don't see. The surface mind is how you're thinking. So someone here is like, oh, we're doing good, we're moving slow and steady, and we're going. But the shadow is like, nah, no, you're not. Your shadow is what you don't see coming. Your shadow is your higher self. Your shadow is also the energy that, essentially, what I call the shadow is what surrounds you. Um, what your higher self, the truth that surrounds you. That's what I consider the shadow, the truth that surrounds you. Now let's look at your present energy, which matches the truth that surrounds you with your surface mind, which is how you are thinking. Let's look at what this shows in the present energy. Lord and just great guys. One card, one card. So all sideways, we have the Ace of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Three of Wands. So yeah, the Four of Cups here. First of all, the Four of Cups traditionally represents rejection, but in this deck, I look at it as detachment. This is my Zone In Zen Out card. This is one of my biggest healing cards. He has a crab on his head, so I associate this with. He has a crab on his head, so I associate this with Cancer. So going into the feelings, observing the feelings. Also, the Cancer is the fourth house. Cancer is the fourth house. We have the Four of Wands here, even though they didn't show up next to each other, but I'm adding them up because I'm trying to get something. The Four of Wands represents your home. So there's something around the home life, someone's inability or some kind of failed relationship. So revolving around the home life. It could also go back into childhood traumas. Someone is stuck to something. They're burying something here, or they think they're burying something, and they're trying to move forward, but it might be difficult. Others of you might be doing a Capricorn. We have two cards of Capricorn on either side here. And if it is a Capricorn, then you guys might be going slow and steady, trying to figure it out. I feel like sex would have already been had because we have the Ace of Wands here. To me, the Ace of Wands is also sexual energy, but the process of, because this has to come together to make the Four of Wands, so this will be the beginning of the relationship. And then we have Cancer here, which is the fourth house of marriages, your home life. Like for example, I have my midheaven in Cancer. Your midheaven, which is the 10th house of Capricorn, your midheaven. That's considered, that's what they call your midheaven. The 10th house of Capricorn, which is your house of status, of your status. You know, are you working? Like, what did you do in this life? Did you work? What kind of job did you have? What kind of job are you gonna have based on the placements there? I have Cancer in my house of career, my 10th house of career, which is Capricorn, the house of Capricorn, which is the 10th house. And I work from home. You guys gonna get what I'm trying to say? Do you see how that works? I have the Cancer placement, the fourth house is placed in the career, and I work from home. And I love working from home, and I hate going to work. I hate working. I love being very comfortable where I work, because the fourth house is your home. So I'm saying all this to say that I'm noticing a very strong emphasis on the home with the Four of Cups and the Four of Wands here. So whatever this is, it revolves around the home. This new relationship revolves around the home, which would also tell me that it revolves around marriage or the potential of marriage moving forward. That's where you guys are trying to get to. However, someone also here, I don't know if it's based on a past marriage or a past relationship. If that's the case, I feel like children should have been involved, or because this is the fourth house, these are things that are close to you. You guys would have lived together. When it comes up like the fourth house is that person would be in your house, because I look at the fourth house as your house. So that person, that's the house of your home. So that person would have either been in your home life romantically or platonically, but as like a family member or friend or something of that sort. The person that caused this devil energy and this pain, and where you're stuck. So that is needing to be investigated and investigated properly. Let me get more on the devil. But some of you, where it's just a Capricorn you're dealing with, this could be a very good thing, a very good sign. Let me get more on the devil, the truth for Capricorn, not what I want to see. I mean, not Capricorn, for Scorpio. And I always say this, Capricorn and Scorpio have almost the exact same energy. I say this all the time. Let me get the truth, Lord Angel Spirit Guides for Scorpio, the truth. For Scorpio, the truth, Lord Angel Spirit Guides for Scorpio. About this devil energy here, this Capricornian devil energy, Saturnian energy. What is the truth about it? I'm gonna count to 10. If I don't get a card, I'm gonna assume you have nothing to say. How about that? All right, 1, 2, 3. The Hermit, introspection, look deep within. The Hermit is a card of Virgo. It says look deep within. That's a card of beginning journeys, spiritual journeys. And we have the devil again. Let me tell you something. I'm not crazy. I know you guys think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. What did I say? Someone's past disappointment, they're being attached to it. Others of you, you might be dealing with a Capricorn or someone with heavy Capricorn in their placement. But whatever the case, there is someone that's needing to address the Hermit here. This is Virgo. Some of you are definitely also dealing with a Virgo. But someone is needing to address something that has disappointed before in the past. They're needing to heal that energy so that they can see the sunshine. The sun is here. It's needing to be brought to the light, because remember, this is your shadow. Remember, the devil came up in your shadow. We have the sun. That's what brings the light. The devil, your shadow will be the moon, and also that will be the eighth house. That will be Scorpio, and that will be Cancer. With the moon, the shadow to me is the moon. That's your shadow self. And also the eighth house representing things that are hidden on the ground, things that you may not like other people to see, or things that, your own secrets, against Scorpio energy. But something is needed to be brought to the light, and that might not be the easiest thing for Scorpio to do, because Scorpions are not the best at, you know, keeping things quiet. So let's see. I have to call somebody actually. Now that I think about it, I have a Scorpio dealing with a Capricorn, and I haven't called her in a while. The Ten of Wands and the Five of Cups. A lot of burdens, a lot of headache. The Ten of Wands and the Five of Cups. The Star and the Ace of Cups. Someone here, like, this is the Five of Cups is my tea party card. This is my crying over spill me card. This is my pour me card. It doesn't mean that it wasn't warranted. It doesn't mean that it wasn't deserving. It doesn't mean that whatever was done wasn't very painful or it didn't hurt. But it means that you have to let go of things, Scorpio. Scorpios are really terrible at this. Now, this is one of the negatives of Scorpio. You guys are very bad at letting go of things. The Ten of Wands is a burden. The Ten represents things that are supposed to be ending. The Ten of Swords is when something is ending, the betrayal, whatever, But to me, the Ten of Swords is when you surrender to an energy, you go through the process, you feel the pain. The Ten of Wands is when a person decides to carry a burden, and look at them over here talking about poor me, poor me. But then what they're wishing for, or their dream, it's right here. There's a new gateway here, but someone is going to be their own greatest blockage. The star also represents healing. This is a card of Aquarius. This is freedom. The star Aquarius represents freedom. The star is ruled by Saturn and Uranus. Saturn governs karma. Saturn governs evolution. Saturn's govern time. Hence why he is connected to generations. Saturn, the planet Saturn. So as I'm looking at Saturn and I'm looking at the Ace of Pentacles, it's quite telling me that someone needs to heal. They need to free themselves from this devil energy, where this is where Saturn binds. Because remember, Saturn governs karma, which is why he governs generation, generational curses, generational blessings. He governs, time, because he governs karma, your past life, that's all time going. So do you see the idea? So Saturn is the head of karma. He deals out karmic justice, whether it's deserving. In Capricorn, he restricts. In Aquarius, he frees from karma. In Capricorn, he restricts, and so someone's here shadow is saying that they're restricted, and until they free, they're not going to get them this Ace of Pentacles. It's going to be a slow bumpy ride, and it might just be a slow bumpy ride, meaning that's where it's going to go, and that's as far as it's going to go if this healing is not done, to give this thing its highest probability, or the highest probability for its outcome. Some of you also could be doing an Aquarius here, and there's a potential here with an Aquarius. Or maybe it could be or maybe your sadness is due to something you've invested before in an Aquarius and you didn't get back. You had high expectations, you didn't get back accordingly. Whatever the case, speak your poison however it resonates with you. All right. But there's very strong sexual energy here also. Some of you could have been dealing also with someone that just wanted sex. That's another thing. Yup. So you are dealing with someone, or you were dealing with someone that just wanted sex out of you. Because of Four of Cups of rejection and solitude here. And then we have this separated. This is what you want, but it's separated with this Four of Cups of rejection. But this will bring everything together with the Three of Wands. But someone here does not want to go deep. They don't want to go to the depth of what they're feeling. So let's see. And some of you could be thinking of taking things slowly, but what you're actually doing is living out your fear. It's not so much about taking things slowly. There's nothing wrong with taking things slowly. Actually, trust me, there's one person that believes in taking things slowly, even though I have an Aries moon, so I tend to be more impulsive than the average Virgo. But trust me, Virgos are we have the highest suicide rate. I tell people that all the time. I think Scorpio has the highest crime of passion rate. Like y'all are the ones that go kill people when you're heartbroken. But we just kill ourselves. Virgo just kill ourselves. We have the highest suicide rate. So trust me, when there's someone in this world, if there's a person in this world that does not like things to not be what they are and precise and perfect how they're supposed to be, it is me. It would be a Virgo. Like, we love that. So trust me when I tell you, it's not easy for me to say that. You're taking things slowly and say it as if it's a bad thing, because I respect that. But the problem is, you're taking it slowly, but you're taking it slowly because you're hurt. That's the difference. That's the difference. Do you see the difference? That's the difference. Which will now bring me to what I've been talking to just about every sign that I've done a reading for. Let's talk about trust. What is trust? A lot of times, and I always say this, a lot of times when people think that they're doing this and they're thinking, oh, I'm trying to find out if I can trust the other person, or if I can believe them, or blah blah blah. The truth of the matter is, a lot of times when we have this behavior, and this is a clear example of that, when we have this behavior, it's not because we don't trust the other person. The other person is going to do what the other person is going to do. There's nothing you can do about that. Whether I rush into it, whether I go slowly, whatever. People are always going to show you who they are eventually. Most times within 6 weeks of knowing them, I can almost guarantee you, 6 weeks, you will see a person for who they are. Some people may take longer, but then that's where your intuition comes into play, and that's where we tarot readers come into play, and other people come into play, and your friends come into play, and your ability to spy, because Scorpio will be that. Scorpio knows how to spy. If there's anybody that should know how to find hidden things, it will be Scorpio. But that's where all those things now start to come into place, where you have to trust yourself. Because let me tell you something about trust. You're not trusting, but you think you're not trusting the other person. The truth is, you're not trusting yourself. And I've been telling a lot of signs this. You're not trusting yourself to make the right decision based on your shitty decisions that you made before. It's not the other person, it's you. The problem is you're not trusting yourself, but you're telling yourself that you're not trusting the other person. And the reason you're not trusting yourself, and the reason you can't see that you're not trusting yourself, let me save you a private reading for those of you that get it. Let me save you a private reading and a lot of work and all that other shit. Some of you might still need to do the work with the devil in the shadow. That is very bad. The devil should not be in the shadow. It should not. And Scorpio has had some great readings the past few months, but I have to give the message as it comes up. I'm not here to kiss anybody's ass. But the devil there, the truth is, you're not trusting yourself to make the right decision. It's not the other person you're not trusting. Because, I mean, when it's all said and done, anyways, you can't trust anybody, anyways. Human beings are individuals. They are still going to do what they're going to do. A man can have the best food in the house, the best sex in the house, the most beautiful woman in the house, and still cheat. A woman can have the most loyal, and yes, I'm going to say it because you women don't like to admit. Okay, sorry guys, I lost internet for a quick second. I don't know what happened. My internet just kind of went wonkers. But I know so many women that act like, women don't cheat. Oh, please. Y'all cheat all the time too. I've seen it, I've heard it, please. So you could be the most loyal man in the world, the most nicest, caring person in the universe, and still get cheated on, by your woman. So all those things still happen. Ultimately, you can only trust yourself in this world, and even then, you don't. You don't. You think you're doing the other person, you're doing yourself. You think you're doing a disservice to the other person, or you think, oh, well, this person, blah, blah. No, you don't. Let's be honest here. What is the saying? And this is not for everybody, of course. It's a general reading, it's not going to apply to everybody. But someone here does not trust themselves to make the right decision because they have a history of not making the right decision, or maybe getting their heart broken, or investing in the things that didn't grow. So while they're telling themselves that they're taking it slowly, or maybe they're saying maybe just to get to know the person, the truth is, or they're trying to find out whether or not they can trust the person. But then the problem with that is, like I always say, don't dig the grave before the person is dead. When you go into this with this kind of energy, you're gonna find reasons to not trust the person. You're gonna trigger reasons to not trust the person. Even if they're good for the next 6 months and then they fuck up once, you're gonna get mad at them for fucking up and maybe even break up with them. Because that's your shadow showing itself. The shadow always shows itself. Oh, trust me, I should know. I come on this channel and I yell at people and that's my shadow. And if you know anything about me, you know that I have survived a lot in my life. A lot. More than most people can even imagine. So my shadow shows itself all the time. I have a very strong defense mechanism. When I feel slighted or when I feel like I have been hurt, by someone or they've done something to me, I have a very, or when someone starts giving me attitude, I have a very strong defense mechanism. It comes out very strongly. You can see my shadow all the time, and I don't hide it either. I don't care to. I like my shadow. I've made peace with my shadow. I'm healing it as I'm going along, but I like it because I understand that it served its purpose and I understand why it's there. And I've connected with my shadow. And where my shadow and I are going, we're going together. Connect with your shadow. Be honest with yourself. Who exactly is it you don't trust? I asked Pisces, is it Pisces or Cancer this question? Is it love you don't trust? Is it a Cupid you don't trust? Is it the other person you don't trust, or is it yourself? Because when you have to admit to yourself that it's you don't trust, then you have to admit that you've made bad decisions. And when you have to admit that you've made bad decisions, then you have to take accountability for the heartbreaks you've had. And when you have to take accountability for the heartbreaks you've had, and it's not always your fault, actually, there are a lot of situations that happen completely outside of your control, a lot of them. But this is based on the people that have made decisions to be in unhealthy romantic relationships, whether they knew it at the time or not, and a lot of that again would still be part of your shadow based on your experiences, maybe from growing up in. I keep going because, and the reason I'm saying all this is because I know it ties into the home life. So whether it's with the parents, or it's with another lover, or it's with an ex-husband or an ex-wife or a baby mama or a baby daddy or someone you moved in with, because this is the home, so I don't feel like you and this person were living separately. You lived in the same house. Or there's something that connects them to your house, which would mean that maybe they were your next door neighbor, or maybe you guys have children together. But that's a connecting because it's in your home, your Cancer placement of your home. Which reminds me, you guys showed up a lot in another sign's reading. I can't remember what sign. So yet again, I'm gonna ask the question, is it the person you don't trust, or is it yourself? And I've been telling quite a few signs this today. I can understand that with the Scorpio full moon and everything, the new moon in Gemini, when energy hits, it hits and everybody feels it. We may not all, and it's funny because I was talking about Gemini and here it comes. And you know what's funny? I was literally just talking about how, who is it that you don't trust? This decision, I've said what I've said. Those that get it will get it, and those that don't won't. And it's up to them. I'm not going to read these cards in as much as I want to. It's up to them to decide for themselves. Those that get it won't, and those that will. And for majority of people, it might not even be their reading. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. If you like a private reading, check the description box down below. If you like a ritual, check the description box down below. Like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instant Go. Stay blessed, and I wish you the best. Bye-bye.